Happy Friday, everybody. It's Maria Rini from the Welcome Home team at RE/MAX, and behind the camera.
Hey everybody, it's Corey.
Thanks for being there, Corey. I want to give a big shout out today to my baby sister Beth, who's back at my home in Oradell awaiting her first physical therapy session with her new hip that she got on Wednesday. So work hard today, Beth. I am very happy to be here today with Denise Quimby, the Administrative Director of the Learning Place Child Care Center, Summit Avenue in Hackensack. So thanks for being with us.
And thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Tell everybody out there, Denise, what the Learning Place is all about.
Well, we've been serving families in Hackensack for over 35 years, helping them with their families and children. I've been there for 24 years. It will be 25 years in January. My co-director, Grace, she's been there almost 30. Our staff has almost been there for almost 20 years. So it's a great place.
Wow. So who do you serve? Who are the children at the Learning Place?
Well, any children, anybody that has a child, we help. And we serve children from 2 months old to 13 years old. Yes.
What kind of hours do you keep?
Our hours are 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. and the tuition covers all those hours Monday through Friday.
Okay. And so what kind of activities, programs, what goes on at the Learning Place?
What goes on at the Learning Place? Lots of things go on at the Learning Place every day. Children are learning from the time they walk into the door until they leave, through play, through activities, through music. They're learning all day long. So it's starting from the get-go until they leave at night. We exhaust them. They're learning every minute of the day, whether they're playing with blocks or doing an activity at the table with the teacher, doing an art project, playing on the playground, all day.
Okay. How many children do you currently have?
Well, right
enrolled?
now, after the pandemic, we have about 55 children enrolled. We could have 90.
Wow.
And before the pandemic, we probably were at about 70. So we took a hit.
How did things change? The pandemic hits, what happens?
What happened was we were scared to death we were never going to open again. Once we closed those doors, you never know what's going to happen. You don't know where these families are going to go. We were lucky. We were one of 300 centers in New Jersey allowed to remain open.
Now why was that?
We had to apply for emergency care, and they had allowed a certain number of daycares because healthcare workers, all our first responders needed daycare to go to work. So they allowed a certain amount of centers to remain open during that time. We applied, and we were one of them.
So when you applied, were there special conditions that had to be met in order for you to stay open?
I believe so. I believe, the area that you were serving, and I'm not even sure about that. I think anyone that wanted to stay open, depending upon your area, I'm sure each area was allowed to have so many centers open to serve whatever first responders were from that area.
Gotcha.
Like we had Hackensack Hospital there.
Sure.
So, we had, we served a lot of families.
The staff, did they stay in place? Did you need to find new staff? What happened?
Both.
Okay.
Some returned, thank God, because without them, we couldn't run a business, whether I was there or not. You need your staff to, care for the children. So yes, we had a handful of staff that returned, and thank goodness, like I said, without them, we couldn't have. And some didn't. Some remained home. They have their own children. Some were afraid to come back, but, and some we had to hire, which has been difficult, I might say.
Okay.
It has been really difficult finding people that want to work. So
where are you at now? So things seem to be opening up, right?
Yeah.
More people going back to work?
Yes, we're actually really in the last month or so getting a ton of calls. I think people are really getting geared up for September, for things opening even more. Our enrollment's going up even by a few days, maybe not people coming back full time, but gearing up for it for September. So, and we're waiting to see. All our restrictions in the daycare, are are not fully open. We still have to wear masks. Classrooms
Really?
still have to be separated so that if anything does happen, it's just for that classroom and not your entire school. So I will say, during this whole time, we didn't have to close the school. We were
Oh,
really
that's
on
wonderful.
top, very lucky we were. A classroom we have had to shut down for the 14 days, but not ever the school. So we really, stepped up, our staff stepped up to the plate with that. So we did a great job.
Super.
Yeah.
Super. Did your kids attend?
Yes, we did.
Because they're big kids now.
Yes, my kids are big now. My oldest one is going to be 33, and she attended the daycare. And what even makes me feel older is that some of my students now work for me. So it really makes you feel old, but good. We've had families that have been with us, from their first child, from an infant, to however many children they've had. Children that I've had from when they were babies to they just graduated, and I send them off to kindergarten. So, we have families that just return and have been with us for a long time.
That's super. So going forward, more and better?
More and better, more and better. We're looking forward to September. We have some new and exciting things, in place that we have not announced yet.
Oh.
Some new programs and things, and we're looking forward to hoping we can have some of our pre-pandemic things like field trips and things like that back to the center.
So you haven't been able to?
No, we can't.
Give us an example of a field trip you did and that.
Well, we can't do any field trips now.
Period.
No, because you can't congregate the children all together. They have to be separate. The teachers for that classroom have to be separate. You can't all be together. But we've gone to, like the firehouse we might go to. They go to pumpkin picking, apple picking, things like that. And it also depends on the gas prices. Sometimes we pick a place to go on a field trip. The field trip's nothing, but the bus costs a lot of money. So things like that.
So we're hoping to get back to that.
We're hoping to get back to more of a normal. I will say some of the things that happened during the pandemic we're keeping.
Like?
For example, I don't know that we're opening up our school to everyone again. Right now we cannot have any parents or visitors into the school. So the illness has been kept down. You don't have that parent coming in, touching the door, opening up the refrigerator, putting the diapers away. You don't realize how many areas that a parent, or a family member touches, and you're cleaning, but you're not cleaning like that after every family. If you have 65 families, think of how many people are dropping off and coming in. So I think in September we may allow parents to come in, but not in the classroom. So we're thinking about something like that.
So you go outside to greet the children?
Yes, we have someone at the door that you come, you pull up, their temperature, you bring your child with their mask, we take their temperature, you say goodbye, we take the child, we wash their hands, and we bring them and their things to their classroom. And in the evening when they're going to get picked up, the parent calls and we get them all ready and we bring them out to the car and off they go. And children are resilient. You would think that they'd be having a crying, or they just know. I mean, the children come in now, put their head like that so you could take their temperature and off they go. It's amazing how resilient they are.
That's super.
Yeah.
That's super. So, the Learning Place Child Care Center, 400
Summit Avenue in Hackensack, New Jersey.
You can get in touch with Denise Quimby there.
Yep.
And she will answer all your questions and
Yes.
take good care of it.
I will do that. Yes.
Thanks for being with us
Thank you so
today.
much for having me.